I mean, I was talking with a pastor friend of mine, and it feels like sometimes that people forget that we're humans.
Yeah.
And I had a moment, where I was just kind of going through stuff, and I had a rough Sunday. Last Sunday was a incredibly tough Sunday, just because of stuff that was happening at my home church. And I had done a worship earlier that morning, and I had cried in between leading songs. I'd cried, between every single song, and then I cried the 30-minute drive to my church. And I wanted to be anywhere but there, right?
Right.
And at the end of the service, I had told him, I was like, here's what my days look like. This is probably the hardest Sunday I've ever had.
Right.
And I wanted to be anywhere but here. I didn't feel God in any of it. And then I stepped in this place, and I felt the Spirit calling me, and I felt a congregation hold me through all of it. And I felt God hearing my cries and pouring love and compassion over me. And I got to feel my people give me the energy that I needed to make it through the thing.
Right.
And I got to acknowledge that with them at the end of the service and let them know how much I needed them, and get to just be vulnerable and naked with them.
Sure.
And just authentic.
Sure.
And it was so appreciated in both ways that I got to be just a human.
Mm-hmm.
They got to hold me in that, but also that they got to see I am just a human.
Right. Right.
Beyond all of the other stuff, getting to meet people in the worst moments or the best moments of their life.
Right.
We still have to navigate our own life.
Right.
On top of that, right?
Yeah, between kids, and we were talking about earlier about picking up kids just a little while ago, and working all those things and trying to get that worked in. And I do consider myself blessed, because as you're talking about that with the congregation, the congregation here has seen things that I can do really well, and they've seen things that I need to work on.
Yeah.
And holding that into accountability lovingly is really good. So I have that, which I'm really blessed to have. On top of that, I have a loving wife who is not afraid to be blunt.
Yeah.
And there are times where I feel like where I'm not doing things right, or I'm doing that, and I can get very seriously and very lovingly, would you knock it off?
Would you knock it off?
Yeah, exactly. Or you're not a failure, or stop that, or this is what's going on. That's not the case. And, it's the I'm proud of you, or the I love you, and the people around you're doing your best. Mm-hmm. Having those voices, whether it comes from, I love it when it comes from Kim. I love it when it comes from my boys, whether it is asking, like I said earlier, how'd your day go? And they're actually investigating it, like, well, how'd you do that? And do that? Those questions, or from the congregation who know those things are important and they're real, and being able to ask those in a way that is completely uplifting, and it also is genuine and honest at the same time. We want you to know you're cared about.
That's special.
Yeah, it is. And so I'm glad to have it.
Gotta be side by side.